Hello, my name is Melissa Wallace. This is Alonso. He'll be my client today, and we will be doing cognitive therapy, behavior therapy today. So Alonso, if you had to describe this past week on a scale, 0 being the worst, horrible week of your life to 10 being the best week that you can ever imagine, what would you rate this past week on?
I think I would rate it a 6.
On a 6? And why would you rate it on a 6?
I don't know. I guess nothing special happened, and nothing bad happened either. This week was actually kind of fun. Due to Halloween, we had a lot of activities at school. A lot of activities going on for the whole week.
Did that put any stress on you?
No, not really. It was actually kind of fun.
Tell me about it. What kind of activities did you guys get to participate in?
Well, just dressing up as something different every day, and we were working on a parade with the students, and a haunted house as well.
Oh, wow. Was it pretty hectic with your workload and school load and everything, including with that?
Yeah, you could say it was a busy week.
And how would you rate the week, like scale 0 being not busy at all to 10 being extremely busy?
I would say an 8.
An 8? Okay. So, how did that make you feel having a really busy week with everything going on, school, work, your Halloween activities?
Well, just I guess just fighting for those minutes to have free time is can be I mean, I guess it could be hard. I'm just looking for that time to do your own things, the things you have to do.
Were you able to get in some of your own personal time in?
Yeah, I was a little bit, but I guess every minute counts, right?
That is true. And were you satisfied? Were you not happy with the time you put in with yourself?
No, I guess with the workload and the activities going on, I was satisfied that I was able to get that time off for myself, even though it's not my usual weekly activity. You know, I usually try to work out at least 4 times a week. So this week I only worked out about 2 times a week, you could say. So I wish I could have worked out more, but given the situation, I'm happy that I got at least those 2 workouts in.
And what would you put into a feeling to that? That you were able to at least put some workout in for your me time, but with a busy workload, what kind of feeling would you put into that one?
I would say accomplished. No, because it would have been easy to me to just say, you know, I got all this stuff going on, I'm not going to work out for this week. But it could just been easy for me to say, like, I'm tired, I'm just going to go, you know, relax or watch a movie or something. But I'm happy that I got those 2 workouts and that I was dedicated enough to go do those 2 workouts.
Well, it sounds like you had a pretty decent week. You got you got to get some of your workout in, and you did your time management really well, it sounds like. So that's a really good accomplish. But I noticed you're swinging the chair a lot. Are you feeling a little tense or a little?
No, not at all. I guess a little anxious, maybe.
What are you anxious about?
I don't know. Being filmed. No, I don't know. I guess just the counseling client relationship, you know, putting myself out there, that makes me nervous.
Okay. Have you ever talked to anybody about anything before?
Friends, I could say.
Friends?
Yeah.
Are they the ones where you can fully trust, where you can tell them anything?
Yeah. I have I think I have very good friends.
Well, that's really good. What about your family?
Oh yeah, my family is very good too, but there's things that you really can't tell family without them freaking out.
Like what?
I don't know, just I guess maybe partying too much or the occasional being too drunk. So it's just stuff that I don't know, that I don't feel comfortable telling my family.
Well, excuse me. Let's go talking about the race that you were wanting to participate a while back. Now, I noticed that you mentioned before in our first session that you wanted to participate in a Spartan race,
Yes.
but you weren't too sure about participating because you felt like you weren't prepared for yourself.
Yes.
Have you talked to your friends about it?
Oh yeah, they know about the race. They actually support me through it, and I invited some of them. They don't want to go. Yeah, but they are telling me to try it, and just giving me support.
What about family? Did you talk to your family
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah, they also know, and they also support me in doing that race.
Okay, well let's talk about why you weren't able to participate into it. What brought you into not wanting to go into the race?
I just didn't feel that I was ready physically or fitness-wise to be in that race, and I just didn't want to embarrass myself in that race. Not be able to complete a challenge or not be able to, get through it, finish the race.
Mm-hmm. Accomplish what you have your mind set
Yes,
to.
but my goals. Yeah.
Okay, well it sounds like it's a really big goal that you have set, that you want to win overall, or at least not in last place, if I'm hearing you correctly.
Yes. And it is a huge goal, and it's a goal that I want to work towards. I just didn't feel ready whenever the race was coming around. I didn't feel I was going to be ready for that kind of race.
And why do you feel like you weren't prepared for it, if you had to put a feeling to it?
I guess you could say doubt.
Doubt?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about doubt for a little bit. Have you ever felt doubted in any other events that you wanted to participate in, and you just felt, I want to finish, but you didn't finish, and that's what brought into the doubt?
Not that I can think of right now. Maybe there is another event, but I just can't think of it. That I didn't feel ready to do something.
It could be any event, school, work. You mentioned that you were, okay, let's talk about an accomplishment.
Okay.
You said in our previous sessions that you were a McNair student?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that big accomplishment. How was the time management for that one? How did you organize yourself into creating your entire... Exactly.
Okay. Well, I guess just organizing your time well. I had weekly sessions with my mentor, so that kind of helped, and we set weekly goals as well as to where the research paper had to be or the project had to be at. So I guess that kind of gave me a time frame or a timeline to accomplish that project, so that helped. And I guess it's giving the effort, doing the work, getting it done. Any extra time you have dedicated to that goal.
Were you working during the time?
I was working as a student worker. I want to say I was working at the Star Wars post office at that time, and I was also rehearsing for a play. I was also in theater.
Oh, so you had a busy schedule.
Yeah, it was
well.
busy. Yeah, it was busy.
Kind of like this past week where you had had a lot of time, but you still were able to put in your me time though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how many hours does a student? You said as a student worker, how many hours would you put in within a week?
It was 20 hours a week.
20 hours a week? And then how many hours would you put on with your McNair?
McNair, weekly or daily?
Let's try weekly.
Weekly. I would say about
Just
7 hours maybe, 7 or 8.
Between 7 and 8 hours a week?
a week.
Okay. did you put an overall goal, or did you start a small goal, and then where you create a big goal and you start off small, and then you go to your next step, and then you expand? It's like a bubble. As you're blowing it, it gets bigger, and then finally you reach to that big goal that you just want to achieve at. Were you able to start off with that?
No, I usually start with the big idea, the main goal, and then I kind of slim it down, kind of like take things off, like kind of, I guess, constructing something or deconstructing something. I set the goal and I say I need to do this, and then take it off the list, and I need to do this, and take it off the list, and kind of slim it down, and then just finally have like the last touches that have to go with it, or the last modifications or whatever.
Okay. Let's reverse that for a little bit.
Okay.
How would you react if you started something very small and then expanded it instead of making it one big thing and bringing it down? Because it kind of seems like if you start off big, it can be very stressful, overwhelming. Feelings can be like upset, frustrated. But where if you start off small, it could be less hassle, less stress, and then you work big.
Way up. I guess I could try that, yeah.
If you had to reverse that for your McNair, what would be the first small goal? Or actually, what would be the big overall goal?
For the McNair project?
Of your McNair, yes sir.
I mean, just write a decent paper that I would be proud of, and that my mentor would be proud of. Enough insight and analysis to where I would feel good about the paper, and he would feel good about the paper as well.
Okay. Well, let's start. We're going to take that big goal of you're just wanting to be fully accomplished where your paper is amazing.
Okay.
Let's start off with the simple small goal. What would your small goal be for that?
I guess reading the material that had to be read.
Or choosing a topic?
Well, okay, you can say that, but the topic was actually chosen for me, so I had to.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that could be still the first step.
Yeah,
you got your topic, and then your next one could be exploring, getting the information, and then the next step, using your time management, perhaps writing down times.
To work on a project, or okay. Yeah.
And then, even on your time, meet with my mentor this day. And then that way you can also fit in when you still have your me time, because you still had you still did your fitness while you were doing all this.
Well, actually, I wasn't that much into fitness, but I still got workouts done.
Or your me time and
and I still got that workout time. I still had it within that time frame. Yeah, I was in the run, but I had it.
It was kind of like a beginning for you.
Yeah, I was. I guess I was beginning into the whole physical fitness thing.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's take your the Spartan race that you want to participate in. That is the big goal that you want to participate in.
Yes.
Start off little.
Okay.
That could be the first step. Getting into fitness.
Yeah.
Preparing myself for running.
Running, yeah. Endurance.
What would be the second next step, would you say?
Okay, after the endurance, I would say working on your strength.
And how would you work on your strength?
Weightlifting and basically weightlifting.
Okay.
So, set goals. I guess add more weight bi-weekly or as your workout progresses or as your.
So you'll have
routine.
tiny goals within this next kind of
big goal,
short goal. Okay. And then you would keep proceeding on and on until you actually reach that big goal. Because it sounds like whenever you're wanting to do something big, you could put a lot on the plate. And it's always good to start small, going into big, then big, going into small.
Okay.
So I want you to think of your own a time where you went from big to small, your big goal to the small one, your McNair if you want to, And let's kind of see how it would play out if you redid that.
I guess it would be, I would be more organized in myself, like, and have a schedule of things to do instead of just, I guess, rushing things and trying to get everything done at once.
How do you feel when you get a lot of things rushed in?
Well, I guess it adds stress. Yeah. But at the same time, like, it kind of motivates me to work. And give it more effort, yeah.
Makes you want to work harder?
Yeah.
So do you like having the stress on, or?
Yeah, I kind of do. It's gonna sound weird, but I kind of do. Yeah, I kind of do, and it kind of helps my stamina going. You know, I have this much workout, and I have this much to do this, and then I gotta fit everything in.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of enjoy that a little bit. If that makes any sense.
No, it does. Do you feel you put a lot of stress on you too?
Sometimes I do, yeah. Sometimes I want to do too much, and that's when the stress kicks in, and then where I have to sacrifice one of the things that's going on in my life to find time to do the other thing or whatever.
Do you like to give up something that you sacrifice?
Not usually, no.
What do you usually sacrifice?
Usually, whatever can be done later. You know, whatever has. I usually pay more attention to whatever has a closer deadline or has to be accomplished at a closer date, and then just whatever else can wait or I have more time to do, I usually wait on that.
Kind of sounds like it bothers you that you have to give up something that you really want to do.
It does sometimes.
Have you ever been into an experience where you dropped something really that meant so much to you, but you had to take it off your plate to become a little less stressed?
Not that I can think of at the moment, but it's possible that I have. No, I can't think of anything. I usually try to stick with things. If I set my mind to it, I usually try to stick with that. Even if it takes longer to accomplish, or if I put it off a little bit longer, I usually try to stick with it.
Does it bother you a lot that you think about all the stuff going on that you have to get done?
I wouldn't say bother, but I guess that I guess you could say so, like having to put something off. But then again, having having activities to do and having things to accomplish kind of keeps me. I guess keeps me motivated to keep on working. I just can't. I just can't imagine myself. I don't know, not having anything to do. I kind of like to keep myself busy. Keep on going.
Well, let's think of the things that do keep you busy.
Okay.
What's one thing that keeps you busy the most?
The most? Well, work.
Work?
Yeah.
What would be the second thing?
I would say school.
School?
Yeah.
School's always important.
Yeah.
And what would be your third thing?
I would say just my personal interests or my me time, which includes working out and writing and also reading. But reading stuff that I want to read, not school-related things. So I would say that's the third thing.
Your own personal time.
Yeah, my own personal time, my own personal interests.
You're in your own world. This is me.
Me time.
Everyone just kind of leave me alone.
Yeah.
And it's always good to have that me time. Everyone
Yeah.
needs that me time, because if you overwhelm yourself and you overdo it, then you're not going to be able to accomplish the things that you
Yeah.
want to do. And sometimes we put on too much on our plate, like I said earlier, and it's just like with eating. If you miss a meal during lunchtime, during dinner time, your mind kind of tells you that
It's not to eat.
you want a big
Yeah.
plate. And most of the time, we don't finish the big plate, huh?
Yeah, no.
We always have the leftovers.
Yeah.
And we have to dump the leftovers out.
Mhm.
It kind of sounds like that's what it sounds like sometimes you have, where you skip a meal and you put on a lot of other stuff onto your plate, and whenever you got full of your work, school, and your me time, the other activities you want to do, you throw it out in the garbage.
Kind of thing. Well, when I say throw it in the garbage, I would just say postpone. To
Postpone.
whenever, yeah.
Hide it in the, or stow it in the fridge,
No,
and
sure.
it just stays back in there, kind of. It's not that you forget about it, you just push it off, right?
Well, it's one of those things I can't, because if I have like if somebody's counting on me, I have to go back to it. Now, usually the things I do extra are things that have to do with like a social thing, you could say. Like, for example, the project with the flow, you know, I mean, me and the teachers decided to do that, so I went for it, and that was something that, you know, I had to help with. So I couldn't really put it off the back. And most of the things I do extra are like with projects with friends, or with the students also. So it's something that has an accomplishment. I mean, has a due date. I can't just like forget about it or like put it back. And it's things that I enjoy, because I enjoy working with the kids, and I enjoy working with that social gathering with the other teachers and with other co-workers.
So it sounds like you do enjoy your job at sometimes, but
Yeah, usually, I mean, it gets stressful like any other job.
any job, yeah.
Yeah, any job.
Do you feel like you're being a disappointment if it's something you can't accomplish right then and there? Or do you feel like you're letting others down if it doesn't get done right away?
If I, you know something, if I just can't do it, then I try to be honest about it, which is saying something I just can't. And I mean, yeah, it might be disappointing to the other people that are counting on me, but you know, if I just can't commit to it, the best thing is to be honest. And yeah, I mean, I could say not disappointed in the fact that I couldn't do it, but disappointed in the fact that I shouldn't have volunteered, or shouldn't have given myself that extra responsibility.
Brings in the should've, could've, would've.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are not fun to bring
No,
up.
no.
No. Just kind of like with the race that you were in.
Yeah.
Could have done this, should have done this.
Yeah.
But it's really good to start like kind of putting like what your main focus is on. School, main priority. If I'm saying that correctly. That you want to further your education, so
Yeah, I
school is your number one priority.
Okay.
And then it comes to work.
Yeah, you could say work.
And then for 3, your
Yeah,
physical.
that's right.
Would you put it in those three orders?
Um,
Or in that order, 1 through 3?
Yeah, I would say that job and school are basically at the same level, I would say.
At the same level?
Yeah, I would put them at the same level, because I mean, they're both important to me, and I want to succeed in both things. And then like myself, I would say second.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about with the school and work. Do you get more involved in work than school?
Time-wise, you could say so, because I mean, I do work 40 hours a week, and I only take, this semester I'm only taking 1 class, so you could say that I do focus a lot more of my time in work than I do in school.
Do you feel any anxiety when they kind of collide together sometimes?
I do, yeah, but I usually try to like plan it to where it doesn't. But I mean, does, and it will, because that's what happens when you have a full-time job and when you also have education to think of.
And what feeling would you put to that for having both of them as your number one?
I would say it's I don't say it's kind of I know I'm gonna sound completely weird, but I mean it's kind of cool to focus on both things, because and then a lot of those things kind of intertwine, school and education. So whatever I learn at school, I kind of like can say like, oh, so this is going on. Whenever I do work, whenever I am working, I can say, oh, this is going on, or I can like kind of combine them in a way. And whatever I'm learning in school, kind of sometimes see reflected at work, or sometimes be like, oh, I wish I could like have more done so that I could help the student more, like I could like know a little bit more of what's going on here, or yeah, something like that, it's saying like, or maybe I know where this is going, or I kind of have an idea of how to help, kind of thing.
So it sounds like you have a really good focus that you, with your job and your school, where your job you absolutely love working with the kids, you love helping them. In school you love learning about
what I'm studying in.
Well, it's really good to have a good passion for both of those. It was really, really good to have a good passion. And it's not weird at all to say that it's cool, because you have to work at a job where you actually love it, but at the same time you want to further your education, and you have to put in your dedication and hard work. And if you're not going to like the major that you're majoring in, then you kind of go into that state where, why am I even here? Why am I even doing this? Okay, well, it sounds like it's going a little bit better than how would you say for this week compared to last week on a scale 0 to 10, 0 being completely worthless to 10 being very improvement? From the previous week to this week, where would you say it's jumped from 2 and 2?
I would say a 5.
You started off at a 5?
Yeah, I mean, you were comparing both week comparison, both weeks, or
where the previous week up to where you are now.
I'm not sure.
From the previous week, how did you feel that week compared to this week? Like combining both of them, did you feel like from last week, did it improve this past week, or 2 weeks ago to this week, or do you feel like it went down?
No, it improved.
And then what you said you would rate it as a 5?
As an improvement of a 5.
So kind of like a neutral.
Yeah.
Why would you put it on a 5?
I mean, because I see like it improved, but it wasn't like oh my god, I was ecstatic and like it made a huge improvement. It improved,
What made it improved?
I guess well, when we spoke about it, I had a 4-day work week, so that kind of like put a lot of pressure on work-wise. Because I had that day taken off because of the holiday, so I had those 4 days to get everything accomplished, and then it just so happened that I had a lot of deadlines that week, so it kind of like scrunched everything together. So it kind of like my workload was a little bit more than usual, so I kind of like threw on a little bit of stress.
Okay, what are some things you got to do that made it a lot better? Not anybody else. What did you do to make it better, to make it improve?
I guess just go in the next week with a positive attitude and not be myself, be in a negative attitude, because last week was a horrible week. I mean, it's a new week. Also, I also went to the gym more this week, because the other one I had so much work to do that I kind of sacrificed that part. So I guess I would say that's what I did to make it better.
Well, you know what? I think that's a really great improvement that you did, because the only person that can make your week, day, time any better is yourself. And you need to remember to give yourself that credibility. I did this. No one else did this. I did this. And it feels good to say that I did this.
It does.
let's go to your race that you wanted to participate. If you would have finished, how many people are usually in the race?
I'm new to this race actually, but I was told that it was about like 100 people maybe. It's quite a huge event.
So let's say you came in 50th place. How would, no. If you said that you came in 25th place, how would you feel?
Awesome.
If you came in 50th place?
That was so awesome.
75th place?
Maybe not so good.
Last place?
Not so good.
What makes 50th place and last place different?
I guess, I don't know, I guess personal accomplishment. Say that I was able to make it to the 50th place or the 25th place. And I don't know, making a last place would, it would kind of disappoint me, to be honest.
But this would have been your first race. Correct?
Yeah, true.
And that goes back to starting off really small goals, going into big one.
Yeah, you're right.
Start off small. The first goal, your big goal. You want to participate in a race. You want to win at least up to first place. Between first and what would you say that you would like to be in? What range? First and?
I don't know. I would say. I mean, it would be awesome if I made it on the top 20 or like top 20%. But I mean, I would achieve for it to be on the top 50, maybe top 60.
Okay, so the top 50 percentile. We'll say that. Okay, well, what if you started off at the big goal? Okay, you want to participate. You want to be in that 50th percentile. Small goal. Start motivating yourself, putting in more time in the gym, running. Your next goal, maybe participating running with other people. I know last time you talked about that you don't like running with other people at certain times. It's like a 50-50 because you like your own music and everything. But when you're in the race, you're going to have to run with other people no matter what.
Yeah.
So what if you started running with people little by little, don't have to expand it too much, so that way you're getting yourself used to running with other people. What would the third step goal? In completing this big goal, what would you say would be the next step? The third one. After
running with people? Okay, I would say build physical strength, because a lot of the obstacles, you have to have a high level of physical strength to be able to accomplish them or to like overcome them. So I guess work on my physical strength as well.
Having a mentor?
Yeah.
Would that probably be helpful too?
Yeah, it would. So
that could be a goal within that big one, is to have a mentor to help you prepare yourself like you did with your McNair. Because how awesome was it, or how did it feel having a mentor by your side, making sure everything's going awesome for you, smooth?
Yeah, it felt very good. That felt awesome.
And did you feel more confident in yourself?
Yeah, of course.
What would be the next step after that one, would you say?
After the physical strength? I guess just to kind of set a routine that involves running as well as weightlifting. I mean, both combined.
So
on the same workout.
So creating a workout schedule.
Yeah, a routine or workout schedule.
Okay. And then after that, would you say start participating in races?
Yeah, I would say that.
Now, if you participate in the first race and you end up getting second to last, how do you think you would feel? Because remember, we're starting off small.
I would feel pretty disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. But also, it would also drive me for the next race to do better.
You kind of sound really happy.
I mean, I was just thinking about it, because I would be probably, if that happened, I'll be like, oh, it's on for the next one.
Now let's kind of reverse it. You start off big. You want to win the race in the 50th percentile. You gotta have, think of it as little cloud thoughts. You have the small, big,
Mm-hmm.
big, it's bigger, and you get your big goal. And all of us want to go to that big goal. We want it. We want to get there right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta start off small.
To get there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then how would you feel besides disappointed if you did get second to last?
Well, I guess happy that I did it, I suppose.
One race down, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest race.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the university 5K run.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with races, but that could be something small.
To build on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can have those little short goals within that big cloud goal, where you start off little races to improve yourself, because you got to work hard to get somewhere.
To get somewhere.
And who would you idol out of all the athletes?
Who would I idol?
Who idolizes you?
I'm sorry. I would say I'm really not into social media, like following pop culture or like following sports as well. As far as looking up to somebody, sports-wise, I don't know. I mean,
it could be. It doesn't have to be someone famous. That's
okay. I would say the guy that I was working out with, he has a level of physical fitness that I really want to achieve, and that would say that that's like a goal that I have. Because with athletes, I mean, I don't really like. You see the performance, yeah, but you don't really see like the road or the trail that took them there to be in that level of fitness. I mean, yeah, I mean, they're great at what they do, but with the guy I was working out with, I could see that he was the daily effort that he would do to be at the level of fitness that he is. So I would see that struggle as well, and he was actually a pretty heavy guy. You know, he just decided one day that he was gonna turn his life around, and he did. I mean, he's 40 years old, and his level of fitness is like above mine in many ways. So just seeing that, that's something that I want to achieve. You know, so I would say that he would be more of an idol, you could say, or someone that I look up to than somebody on TV or somebody on a basketball team or a soccer team. Because I see that struggle, I saw the change, and I see his constant commitment to it. That's something that I could look up to more than somebody on TV or somebody just shooting hoops.
I understand what you're trying to say. And it's really cool to have someone that you idolize that's not famous or anything, because you see the struggle he goes through every day, and you're not seeing him just on TV, where you only see an athlete twice a week, and you're just like, oh, well, I look up to him. But this guy you see every day, pretty much, and you see every single step that he went from start all the way to where he is. And he wouldn't consider him at the finish line just yet, would you say, or is he still continuing to the finish line?
No, he is still trying to improve himself, physical fitness wise.
In your opinion, do you think he started off big going to small, or do you think he went from small to big with his goal?
Well, he probably went with small accomplishments and then built on those accomplishments to get bigger accomplishments.
And that's another thing, you can also look up to him and even possibly have him as your mentor. Getting in touch with him, asking him, what are some things you do, you don't do? Can I start coming for you, advice and stuff? And how would you feel if you were able to have him as a side mentor?
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be very good.
Do you think he'll be willing to help?
Oh yeah. He's helped. I worked out with him before.
How does it feel when you work out with him?
At first I was kind of intimidated. But I mean now it's like he really pushes himself and pushes me as well. So I guess that really helps.
Does he push you verbally or
No,
mentally?
both. You could say mentally and all aspects of physical fitness wise.
Give me some examples.
I guess, whenever you work out by yourself or whenever you do weightlifting by yourself. Well, in my case, I'm sorry, not everybody, but me as a person, I usually be like, okay, I'm tired, I'm good. And he'll be like, no, you gotta keep on going and like get one more set or do one more set of dumbbells or bench press or whatever. So just having that somebody pushing you kind of makes a difference. I'm exhausted, yeah, but it's fun.
So it's like that little voice in your head is standing
like,
right in front of you.
You need to push yourself.
You sound really happy that you have someone there pushing you.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really good start to talk to him about being a mentor and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned with your McNair, how having them push you, you need to do more research and stuff. And even though you know you can do it, it's always good to have that one person that you idolize, that you really look up to really just get you going. It feels really good.
Yeah, it does.
And I've seen that you have accomplished a lot these past few sessions. You've done a lot. Let's recap a couple of things that you've accomplished. What's one thing would you say that you've improved a lot the past few sessions?
I think I'm ready to try this race. That's all.
Alright, what's another thing? It's okay.
What be another thing? I guess just setting priorities. Just working on time management, scheduling better.
Okay. What's another thing that you improved in?
I guess looking at the small picture first instead of looking at the big picture and then slimming down. Looking at the small picture and then building on that picture to create the big picture.
It's good for someone to go from big to slim down, but not slim down to go big. Alright, anything else that you think you've accomplished?
I guess just talking to somebody really helps, getting your thoughts in order.
I know one other option that I've noticed, happiness.
Oh, really?
You feel, I get the energy from you that you're more happy. You're very excited to actually you're to do this.
Yeah.
That where the before kind of went from no, not really, to now you're like ready. Let's do this. Game on, everything. Well, we are going to be running out of time here in a couple minutes, so I want to discuss a homework assignment for you to do for the next one. I want you to create think of something that you have to accomplish. Let's think about this, and you're more than welcome to write it down or anything. What's something you want to accomplish that's pretty big within the next week?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the assignment to think of. Okay.
You can write it. You can even write it down if you want to.
Okay. I guess accomplishing for next week would be just let's say going from 4 workouts a day. A week. Well, I'm not a machine. A week to 5 workouts a week. I'm doing Monday through Friday.
And that's really good to instead of going from 2 to 5.
Yeah.
You don't want to do too much.
Too much.
And that's a really good, smart, small little goal to start off. Your homework assignment is I want you to create a small bubble.
Okay.
To get to your big bubble.
Okay.
To your overall goal. So your overall goal, work out 5 times a week. I want you to write out small bubble to expand until you reach that big bubble.
Okay.
Or your overall goal. And if you want to write off little side notes to one of the bubbles, little smaller goals to include with that one to achieve it, even better. And then I want you to come back in here and talk to me we'll talk about how that worked going from little to big instead of going from big to little.
Okay, sure thing.
You think you're ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you in our next session.
Alright, cool. Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, my name is Alonso Hernandez, and this is the third session with Missy. I will be working on cognitive therapy. So, Missy, how are you today?
Doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good?
How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. How would you rate your past week from 0 being bad to 10 being good, being the best?
I would say this past week, I give it a 6.5.
A 6? Okay. How come? How much
It was a very stressful week. Very stressful week. My sister, she's running for homecoming queen, and I'm her campaign manager.
Oh.
Yes. And I injured my knee about in September, and I was supposed to have my MRI done on Friday, but they had to cancel me, reschedule me, which isn't that bad because I was like, you know what, I can just focus on helping my sister, but at the same time, I had like other things to focus on and stuff, so it was a stressful week.
Okay. And what is the problem with your knee? Is there any pain? Or...
Throbbing.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of throbbing that I'm just like, it hurts.
So it feels like this campaign with your sister has thrown like extra work on you.
Yeah, I would say it does, but at the same time, I'm happy that I've got to do it because this means a lot to her. She's done a lot for this school. I consider my sister a role model.
Oh, that's good.
And seeing a lot of the other girls that are campaigning, my sister's not even close to how they look like and stuff, but it's one of those where if my sister can do it, anyone can do it.
Awesome. So you're kind of trying to send a message through this, maybe?
I think that's what my sister's really wanting to try and get forward, to let people know that it's not a popularity contest. It's not what you look like. It's about who you are, how you represent the school, and how you represent yourself. And that's why I look up to my sister a lot.
Wow. And that's a very good goal to have, to send that message, you know. And I know last time we talked about your sister and your mother being a huge support for you. How do you feel about that relationship you have with them?
Me and my mom always have a close relationship. Me and my sister I would say it's really good, but at the same time, I kind of wish it was. I wish it was a lot better.
Okay. How so?
There's just some things I can't talk to her about. Like with my mom and my sister, I just can't talk about it. It's hard. It really is, because they see me as like, oh, she's happy. I just got indicted into the Kappa Delta Pi for honors.
Congrats.
Thank you, and that means a lot to me and stuff. And I focus on school. I try just focusing on my main priorities. But whenever I talk about stuff that really kind of gets to me, I feel like I'm letting them down, and I don't want them worrying about me.
Okay. Letting them down in what way? Like academic or
not academics. I love talking about
academics with them.
I love talking about my academics. I love talking about school.
Okay.
If I'm participating in something, I'm the Special Olympics swim coach. I'm a teacher at my church, and I used to be a teacher at my daycare that's affiliated with my church, and it would just be awesome to talk about it and stuff. I love talking about the positives with them, but when it comes to negatives, it makes me feel...
Do you maybe feel like you are putting something on them, like are putting some kind of, maybe adding another worry to their list of worries, or is it more like you don't want them to see you in a different light? Do you want them to keep on seeing you as the happy girl who's accomplished a lot in school?
I would say the first one that you said, because my mom, she's really wanting to get a job she just got her second master's in counseling, and where she's at right now, she's not happy, and I know I wish the best for her. I want her to have what she wants to do, because everyone deserves happiness. And with my mom, it's just, I feel like I'm being a burden to her because she has a really big job opportunity up in Oregon, and she's going for her second interview here, and it's one of those, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to jinx it. And then with my sister with homecoming, she's focusing on that. It's her last year's grad school, and I just don't want to put any more burden on them and stuff. And I just recently lost my grandma, and my mom, me and my sister, I don't know about my sister really, but with my mom, she just really, she misses her mom really much, and I miss my grandma a lot because she would be the one I'd go and talk to.
About these things that you can't talk with your sister and mom?
To a certain extent.
To a certain degree, yes.
To a certain extent. And I know she's up in heaven, and I need to start talking to her, but sometimes I pick up the phone and I just want to call and talk to her, but it's one of those things that just hits you where it's like,
you can't.
She's not there anymore.
And do you feel that maybe talking to your grandma in heaven would help with this, I mean, just talking to somebody, even if she's not here physically, just letting those thoughts out, or those worries out. Do you think that might help?
There are times where I have done it.
You have done it? Okay, well, that's good.
Oh yeah, there have been times where I broke down into tears, and I let everything out, and I always just ask my grandma, just watch. But mostly I don't want to put all my burden even on my grandma, because I like to see other people happy. My mom and my sister especially, I ask my grandma all the time, watch over your daughter, she really needs you right now. Watch over my sister, your granddaughter, during this homecoming campaign. I really want to see her on court, and it's also her birthday weekend.
Oh, and you had mentioned you were going to throw a party, right?
Yes. Well, it's her birthday surprise party, but we're gonna add on to homecoming court. We're thinking positive that she's gonna make it to court. But yeah, it sucks not having my grandma around that I can't talk to
her.
But even whenever I talk to her, I always just say, I want you to take care of mom. I want you to take care of papa. I want you to take care of other people before you come to me, because seeing other people's happiness makes me feel a lot better.
Okay. So it seems like you want your mom to be happy, your sister to be happy, and also your papa, your grandfather, to be taken care of. And I mean, but what about yourself? Because you also have to take care of yourself, right?
I do.
You do?
I do, and it's one of those where I feel like I have to take care of myself. There are times where people will try to offer to help, and I feel really bad because I don't want to feel like a burden. I really don't. I hate being a burden to someone, and I'm just like,
is it maybe like you don't want to feel helpless, or you don't want to like add that extra on the people that are around you?
I would say probably both.
Both of them?
Because other people have stuff of their own going on, where I don't want to put my little problems onto them and stuff, and I think that's also why I seclude myself from talking to a lot of people also, because I try to respect other people. Okay, you have a lot going on, like with my papa. He's still grieving my grandma being dead, so I can't really talk to him that much. My mom, she's still coping with my grandma being gone, and she's focused on this job that she's wanting to have. So, and my sister with grad school, homecoming, planning or getting ready for her birthday weekend. It's like everyone has all these things going on their plate where I don't want to be, oh, well, I have all this going on with me. I don't want to.
You don't want to do that?
Yeah.
So, but do you think you would actually be a burden to your family, or is that your how you feel?
I would say that's how I feel.
How you feel. You have to think about it. I mean, you also have things going on, right? And you're still willing to help your sister with her homecoming campaign, and you're happy to do it, right? Because you seem really excited with the homecoming court and with the party you're throwing for your sister as well. Do you think maybe that if you talk to them, they would also be happy to help you instead of being like another extra worry on their list, and actually be happy to help you through this, whatever? How do you feel?
They probably would. I just don't want to do it, and I don't know. Before I've always been like used a lot of ways by a lot of people where that's one thing that just like secluded me from talking to people. And from sometimes whenever the people I would talk to in the past and just go and talk to them about what's going on in my mind, how I'm feeling, or anything like that, I always got the vibe from them, and it's their body language where it makes me feel like, okay, you really don't want to listen and stuff. And that's what really kind of, it's like past experiences has kind of brought me to where I am right now, and I'm wanting to try and change that. It just sucks because I don't want to make anybody mad. I say I'm sorry a lot. I really don't want to feel like a burden to people.
Okay. And it feels like you're thinking, well, like I'm thinking about other people before yourself. But do you think talking about this will help you in any way? Talking about like the negatives in your life. You say you would like to talk about the positive, but not really talk about the negative. Do you think talking about the negative will help you? Talking to somebody about this, just having somebody to talk to, a friend or a family.
I don't even think never really done that before, because a lot of the negatives that happen, it's one of those I'm not proud of. Like, for example, people I've dated. I've had a couple of them use me for money. I let them walk all over me, and if we didn't get to that intimate level, then it was one of those, oh, well, you're not worth my time anymore. And that's what really kind of brought in with my physical appearance, where I don't feel confident in myself.
Okay. So you've created this shield to kind of protect you, and then that also led to feeling unhappy about your physical appearance.
And whenever, like at work, people tell me, well, why don't you try and date? He likes you and stuff. And I mean, yeah, there are times where I'll be like, oh yeah, he's cute. Oh yeah, this and that. But in reality, my mind is just saying, heck no. My mind's just like, no, school. It's like that little person in your head that's banging on your brain or your head saying, no, focus on school. And I always tell people, my boyfriend's school. Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it's good you're focusing on school, and that's something I commend you with. But you also need to think, about not getting out there relationship-wise or any of that, but also like looking for a support system for yourself. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your mom or your sister, that's fine. I don't feel comfortable talking about certain things with my family, but maybe having a friend to share those things with. Do you think that might help? Somebody to give you advice? Do you think it might help?
I do have.
Yeah, I do have somebody too.
I do have two people that I talk to. One of them, she's here on campus, and I go to her for everything. And I thank God, excuse me, every day that she's with me. And my other one that I really go to, she's deployed right now. And she'll be home here in the next couple weeks. I'm praying she comes home safely. She's stationed in El Paso in Fort Bliss. We've known each other since we were 4. I go to her for anything. I consider her my sister. But even with them, there's just certain things that I'm too ashamed to tell them, because I don't want them thinking different of me as well, or I don't want to feel like a burden to them, because here I go again. My best friend, she's deployed. She's got a lot on her mind. She's a newlywed. Her and her husband are trying to find, well, they found a place, but they're in the process of coming back from deployment. She has to go through all this. She has a lot on her plate.
Okay.
And then with my good friend here on campus, she has grad school, she has work, there's a lot of other things that she has to take care of, where I really do feel like I'm a burden to people, and I don't like feeling like that. I feel like I'm the one that goes, or like people will come to come to talk to me, and I'm their support system. And I guess maybe it trails back to how I've let people treated me in the past. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm happy with it, but I'm not unhappy with it. I don't mind being here, but there are times where it does get lonely, and whenever I think to myself, maybe I should try to venture off, that's when I
that wall kind of
that shield gets back up, and I'm just like, no, I'm keeping my distance.
Well, it seems like you do kind of want that wall to be down, but also it keeps you back. So what do we like take that wall or that shield break by break off? Maybe starting small. You don't have to talk about something that you don't feel comfortable about, but take small steps. Maybe with your friend here on campus, start taking that step as to like maybe telling her something you wouldn't have before, and see how she reacts, and then just take it from there. Or maybe even with whenever they tell you, the guy likes you and he wants to go on a date with you, maybe just invite him to dinner, not anything. Nothing serious, just kind of putting yourself out there and just seeing how it works, to see if maybe.
And that's my biggest problem too.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I've tried in the past where
And,
I can name them off. One, go see a movie, and that's it. Two, we meet at a coffee shop and have coffee or something, or we go to mall, walk around the park, bowling even. It's just I don't know. It sounds weird, but every time I've tried liking someone, dating someone, because I've never had a relationship whatsoever. I've dated, but I don't really consider it as like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. And it's my first time really talking to someone about this, but every time I've dated someone or liked someone, they've ended up happy with someone else. And I'm kind of like over here like, wow, that just happened. Like, I'm happy that you're happy.
But
what about me now? And it just really kind of disappoints me that I'm happy. Well, I'm not fully happy that they're happy because I am a little jealous, but it's just like, why is this a continuous thing? And I think that's probably why I also tell myself, don't put yourself out there, because I don't want to get hurt and seeing them with someone that's going to make them really happy, and I'm kind of like, yay.
Okay. So, seems like you have some bad experiences with relationships, right?
Oh yeah,
or,
I would say that.
Okay, so let's backtrack a bit. You said you tried different things, like going to a movie, going to a coffee shop. What do you think? Were those experiences successful in themselves, or was it something that just throw them off? That just.
Do you mean like if we?
Yeah, like whenever you go to a movie with somebody or to a coffee shop, did you have fun, or was there something that kind of made it uncomfortable or kind of ruined the date?
There was some times where where I was perfectly fine with it, but there were times where it was awkward.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting here where it's like, okay, what time is it? And sometimes I'll even text my friend like, can you call me in like 20 minutes?
Okay.
And then I'll just use it as an excuse, and if I don't answer, then I'll be like, okay, it's going good. But if my friend, she would call me, and she would wait like 20 seconds, and if I didn't answer, or like 10 seconds, and if I didn't answer, she knew that it was going okay, and she was like, okay, she's fine.
So she's good.
But yeah, there were times where it was a little awkward and very uncomfortable, but there were other times where it went really, really good, and it's like I feel like once they got what they wanted, they just I feel like I'm a coat. Whenever they're cold, they put me on, and whenever they're warm and they're good to go, just throw me back in the closet.
Okay. And has that been with every relationship? Or has there been?
98% of the guys, yes. There was 2 of them that it could have gone good, but I pushed myself away. One of them I became the overreacting woman, lady, female, whatever you want to call it, and the other one I cut it off completely because, excuse me, it was just that feeling deep down inside where it's like, I really would love to continue it. I just don't want to. I don't want deja vu happening all over again. And that's why, like the past year and a half, I haven't been on a date yet. I've been focusing on school, grad school, working. I'm a workaholic, I'll admit it. Volunteering and stuff. And they make me happy.
Okay.
I feel like from the past couple sessions, I've improved a little bit.
Okay.
But there are times where I feel just a little down where, oh, well, people are happy with this, or people are happy doing this. But whenever I see my friends like from high school and they're like, oh, I'm having a baby, it's like, oh, yay, congratulations. But I don't want in that position. No.
Okay.
I would like to just have that feeling of being wanted by somebody for once, and they actually mean it.
So it seems like, maybe the walls are for a reason, and maybe you should start getting yourself out there, just because what I'm getting from is like, you would like to have somebody in your life, right? Somebody that have that special connection with somebody, okay? But do you think that trying is going to eventually get you there? Or just securing yourself in that aspect of life?
I think I want to try it. I really do. It's that doubt and that the past experiences that it's like flashbacks, and I think whenever my flashbacks just come back, I'm just like, no, I can't.
You can't go through this.
I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Please don't make me do it. But deep down inside, I also want to do it. I want to try and get myself out there and stuff. And I keep also telling myself, I don't want to really settle down with someone here because I have plans that I want to do. I want to move to Seattle, even though I'm allergic to cold temperatures, and everyone keeps telling me that I'm going to die living up there. But I love living in the trees and the ocean next to each other. And I lived in Seattle for a summer a few years ago, and I fell in love with that place. And I want to help people. And that's where I want to settle down. That's where I see myself being at. And that's when I look at my mom as my role model too, because she says, don't settle for anything that's not worth it. Don't settle for less.
Okay.
Go for your dreams. Do what you want to do. And that's what I want to do. But then again, there at the same time, it would be nice to, like, at least maybe date someone while I'm here. And see like how it goes and stuff, but then I kind of feel like maybe my grandma's not making it happen right now because she knows how bad I want to move to Seattle, and she says it's not time right now. You need to focus on you, because that's all I've ever done since I was 16 is just focus on me. I started working at an early age when my mom and my dad got a divorce because I was going from house to house to house living, and I was living with my mom in like this size room for a while, so it's like I've always taken care of me, and my sister's always taken care of me, and that's when I look up to my sister. She's a very independent person. So I look up to them a lot. but you're right. There are times where I need to talk to someone about it.
Yes. And it's good to have those goals, and it's good to focus on yourself and be so driven. I mean, that's good because that's what's gonna make you reach your goals and move to Seattle, and help people, which is what you want to do, right? Okay. So I mean, it's good to have those goals, and it's good to have that drive. But as you were saying, I mean, you also sometimes need that somebody to talk to. Do you feel that somebody to talk to could be like a friend, or are you kind of hoping for it to be like a romantic thing? I think we're talking about relationships and all that stuff.
Well, my two friends that I'm really close to, they're females.
Okay.
Well, of course, because my friend, she's married to her husband, but
Okay.
she's gone through bad relationships as well
Okay.
and stuff. And there's people that's been judged her for like who she's dated and stuff. But my other friend, like me and her, if we go out and have fun together, like every other Monday we do our sushi Monday night.
Cool.
And we'll joke around like, yeah, oh look, he's cute, and just have fun. And then when other people will come in like, how happy with someone, I'm just like, this is what I would like, just to go have sushi, have a drink with someone, my boyfriend or someone I'm dating, and just, yeah, have fun. And I love going out with my friends and stuff, but there are times where I'm just like, I hate being lonely, even though I have my dog. I consider him my man sometimes. He's my baby.
So your companion?
Yes, he is. I lost my other dog spring break this past year, and that hit me really hard because I blamed myself so much, and with him, I'm very protective. When people are like, oh well, this is my child and stuff, like an actual kid, and I look around like, well, this is my dog, this is my baby. Yes, this is my kid, and I'm very protective. I'm not overly protective, but I want to make sure he's safe.
You're a good mama to your dog.
Yes. Even though he's a jerk sometimes, he is a jerk. He will hog the bed. But everyone jokes around like, well, you're gonna end up, instead of the crazy cat lady, you're gonna end up the crazy dog lady. I love dogs. I have no problem having like 30, well not 30, I have no problem having like 20 dogs in my house. Yes, I'll be happy. Because I feel like dogs just bring happiness, and having him, like whenever I turn, like if I'm in bed and I'm just really upset, he sleeps with me, and I'll turn over and his tail will be like, do the little wagging, I'll look at him and he'll give me a kiss, and I'm just like, I'm really happy to have you. And that's actually, I lied. There's one person I can just tell everything to, and that's my dog.
Nice.
Because he's always there to listen, well sometimes unless he falls asleep, but I still talk to him. Yes, and when he falls asleep, I'll kind of like wake him up like, no, listen.
Listen to this.
Yes, listen to your mommy.
Okay, so you do have that, to release or to express yourself with. So that's good. That's good. But whenever you tell your dog everything, would you like it if you would like respond or give you feedback or just give you advice?
It would. And there are times when I look at him like, are you not gonna say anything? Well, fine, just listen then. But it would feel really good to have someone to like give feedback and stuff, and that's when it comes back to like, I would love the feedback, but I feel like I'm just being a burden to a lot of people, and I don't like making people upset. I don't like confrontations. I'm not those the tree hugging, peace, everything like that. No. But yeah, there's times where I'll get upset and mad. Everyone does. Yeah. But I try to just not focus on the negatives and think of the positives. But whenever it comes to relationships and stuff, all the negatives just want to come back, and that's what pushes me away from trying to talk to somebody. And I would like to try and start talking to someone. It's just, it's hard. It really is. Because I don't know what to say, what to do. I had one person tell me I was clingy, and we would text each other like 5 times out of the day, and I'm like, this is clingy? Okay. And then I try not doing that, and I really wasn't responding to another person. They're like, well, you don't seem like you're interested. And I'm like, well, women aren't confusing, you guys are.
You guys have the issues.
Not really issues, just there's problems.
Okay. So, and then the relationship you mentioned that you kind of pushed away. Well, why did you do it? Why was that? You said it was a good relationship, and you just kind of.
It was going good and stuff, but he was in the military, and one thing I knew, he was a really good guy. I was diagnosed with a really bad infection that when I was living in El Paso that semester, trying out UTEP, my blood got contaminated, and I was in the hospital for about a week and a half, and I was on antibiotics. They thought I probably wasn't going to make it, and my mom flew in all the way from New York to be with me during her conference, and he surprised me with flowers, and I was like, oh my God, no one's ever given me flowers like this, besides my sister, my mom. But I felt so, I wanted to cry, and he was sitting there, and he was there for about an hour and a half, and I told him, I was like, Dad, you need to go ahead and go home, because he has a son, and his son was living with him, and he's like, no, I really want to stay and make sure you're okay. And I was just like, I appreciate it, but you need to be with your son and stuff. And told him, I was like, I'm going to be okay. I have my phone with me. You can come whenever you want to, but your son really needs you. And I pushed it away because I guess I was just preventing myself getting hurt and stuff, and I started being a little too clingy, and I think I did it intentionally to push him away. And about maybe 8 months ago, I was on Facebook, and I was kind of going through my messages, deleting some old stuff, and I came across his page, and he's happy with someone. I'm out of all the people, I'm truly happy that he's happy with someone. I'm very, very happy that he's doing good. His health is good. He's doing what he wants to do and stuff. But I was scared. I was so scared to think that someone liked me, and he kept saying that he did and stuff. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Was it because you were in that vulnerable position where, you were in the hospital, right? And then once again, you didn't want to be a burden on him because you were in the hospital, and
yep.
So it seems like you don't want to let people take care of you in a sense. And it goes back to being self-sustaining since a very young age then.
Yeah, I had a very traumatic experience that happened to me when I was 17. It was high school, and it's like ever since then it just went downhill. And for a couple of years I had a very hatred towards men. I did not want anything. I did not go the other way. I was just focusing on me, what I wanted to do. And there were some things I did that I'm not going to say I regret, because you make a mistake, you learn from it. But I'm not proud of what I did. But I am proud of that my grandma was there for me, my mom was there for me, my sister, and they're my top 3 idol women. There's celebrities and stuff that I admire, I love, but in the long run, They're my three biggest
What are
ones.
your biggest ones?
I would say it goes my grandma, my mom, my sister. And they taught me how to grow up, focus on school, focus on you. And I became an adult. My 21st birthday, I went to Olive Garden with like 6 of my friends, and I had my first legal drink. And I went home and went to bed. I went out of like the whole party stage when I was about 19, and I'm really happy I didn't, because I look at other people doing like drinking all the time and doing all this other stuff, and it's like it's great, but that's not who I am anymore. And I feel like I've matured a lot.
And that's fine. Yeah. I think we all go through different stages at different times of our lives. Okay, but backtracking a little bit, whenever you said you went through that trauma or that bad experience, and your mom, your sister, your grandmother were there for you, did they take care of you? Did they help you out through that experience?
They didn't know what happened.
They didn't know what happened, but they were there to support you either way, or?
It was really hard because during that time, my sister moved here to Alpine. I was living in Tucson, in Arizona, going my senior year, going into college. My senior year of high school, going into college. My grandma was in Tucson. I wasn't in Tucson yet. I was about an hour away from Tucson. My mom was here in Alpine with my sister, and I couldn't tell him what happened, because it really just, it made me feel worthless. It made me feel that honestly, I felt like this is what I'm here for. And I'm growing up Christian, my mom and my dad raised us going to church and stuff. I'm not saying perfect Christians, but I know everyone had a purpose on life, and after that experience, I was like, is this what I'm here for? And I went off to the middle of the desert. I just sat there until like the sun came up, and I finally went to the place I was staying at, and I didn't even know what to do with my life anymore. I was in a mess, and to be honest, I don't even know what I did to I don't even know what if I talked to anybody about it, really. I don't think I've ever, well, I'm only told one person about what happened, but I don't know really how I got through it. I think just in my mind, I just shut it out completely, where I was like, I don't like men, I hate them, I hate everybody, and I went through an anger problem for a couple of years. I have no problem admitting that, and I'm not proud of it. But maybe from that experience made me really not open myself up to people, where I have that guard up there where it's like flashbacks all over again.
And I want you to commend you, because you got over that experience, and you're, I mean, from what I hear, a good student, and you're focused, and you have all your goals in mind, and you're fighting for those goals. You know? And getting through any bad experience is very hard. And I want to commend you on getting through that. However, I think we have to work a bit on like letting yourself go and just talking to people about the negative, because I know you're not talking about the positive, right? So how do you think, what do you think would be a good start, or a good way to, just little steps to getting you there?
Maybe, I have a couple good guy friends. Maybe start being around them a little bit more. I'm not saying be completely social, but...
No, and you want to take it step by step.
Exactly. Because, I mean, I am social, like, my sister's campaigning. I have no problem shouting to everyone, hey, we have free sodas, vote for my sister. which I did the other day.
Okay.
But when it comes to stuff like this, it's very hard for me to talk about, and I think maybe, excuse me, just like slowly open up little by little and forming a trust with them possibly. I need to, I'm really trying hard to not let those flashbacks, the negatives, my wall, I mean, of course the wall's going to stay there as we're talking.
Yes.
But I mean, slowly it'll start going down. It's just, I'm really scared. I really am.
And that's fine. You know something, and I think that wall, I mean, is for a reason, and it might protect you. You know, we don't want to like completely get that wall off. And take it little by little, and also be conscious that, I mean, not everybody's good, right? So I mean, you might get hurt, but just be aware that you also might succeed in finding somebody that makes you happy, or just finding that trust to somebody you can let yourself go with. Because we all need to.
And then I feel so horrible because of how I treated him, and I'm like, people did this to me, why did I just do this to someone? And instead of like being honest with them, I was like, what's another thing I can do to like just completely get him out of my life? And that was the first thing I thought about, was just being clingy, whiny, the whole 9 yards of a female.
And it also like feels like you kind of regret that, making those decisions.
I wouldn't say it wasn't really regret.
Okay.
Because I don't like regretting anything,
Okay.
because if I make a mistake, I try to learn from it, move on, and if I don't learn from it, then I need to learn from it so I can move on. But I would say I'm disappointed in myself that I did that.
Okay.
That I would do that to someone, because I've had so many people that did that to me.
And you
Why did I do that to someone instead of just being truthfully honest with them? And maybe there was just not a trust that I had with him, that I really wasn't too comfortable maybe opening up to him at that time. I can't give an exact answer because it was about a few years ago, but but after like running into him on Facebook about 8 months ago, I was just like,
kind of triggered.
It's one of those where it's like a movie playing back in your mind, and you're just, I was just like, playing the shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
And my mom always yells at me, well not yells at me, but she's always like,
Yeah.
don't play that game, it's not good.
Yeah. And I mean, the what if, you know, I mean, that's the question sometimes everybody asks.
And I tell it to other people, my friends, don't do the, I could have done this, I should have done that, I would have done this, where it's like, you can't dwell on the past, you have to focus on the present you're living in and the future. But don't plan ahead in the future. So I just need to get myself out there, and I need to stop being so, I don't know how to say it.
So, yeah, just letting yourself go, because I mean, it feels like you're focusing on everybody, and it kind of, you do focus on yourself, I should rephrase that, but you're not willing to like have other people help you overcome some of the negative.
No.
Like you only want them to be there for the positive, and only see the positive.
That's right, you're right, and I guess in a way being stubborn. I am stubborn. Runs in my family.
Okay. So, after this session, how do you feel from 0 being the worst to 10 being good, the best?
I feel like it's from session 1 to right now, I would say I'm probably at like a 50-50.
Okay.
At the beginning, I'll admit I was at a 0 because I was like, I don't know how to like just word vomit or something, but now I feel it's it feels good to talk to someone about it. It really does. And talking to someone that you completely don't know, it's not like I'm gonna go off to other people and start telling them.
Yeah, of course.
But it feels good to like just get everything off your chest and just have someone listen to you and understand that it's not you. It's you've had traumatic experiences that made you trigger this word. I can't even put it to words.
To just like let yourself go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Put it down that wall.
I agree.
Okay. Well, that's good, and hopefully, you'll keep on improving. Do you think maybe that for next session, or maybe as a homework assignment, we could try whatever what you said before? You have those 2 guy friends, and maybe start being more social. Small steps. To the point you don't feel uncomfortable. You don't feel like you're overexposing yourself, or we would say that. Just kind of take small steps and just be a little bit more social with them.
So would you say maybe the next session come in? Okay, go hang out with them a couple times.
Yes.
Do you want me to write?
Yeah, sure. If you wanna keep a journal maybe as to how you felt. Just write your feelings down.
How you feel before I
it.
go into it. I'm nervous.
And then how do you feel afterwards? How you feel? And hopefully this is something we can keep on doing week by week, and having that journal, and maybe you can like read that journal going back to the first week you began, and just see if those feelings are changing bit by bit, or if they're still the same.
I think that
Maybe
can
that
work.
would be something that you could work on for next
Yeah.
session.
I think I can actually do that. That sounds like a really good plan.
Okay, well we can try that, and then kind of go back to it next session that we see each other.
Awesome. I'm
Awesome.
looking forward to doing that now.
Okay, awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Thank you very much.